When do you plan to make a decision? That's such an important question. You want to know that because that tells you when you're going to follow up. It also lets you know what they have in mind. Do they plan to make a decision in a week, in a month, in 3 months? Follow for part 2. Can you tell me what a typical day is like here? That's a good question because then they can tell you kind of what to expect, what a typical day here when there's maybe no emergencies, routine day, what it's like. Follow for part 3. How would you describe your management style? That's a good question because it gets them talking. It's them talking about their style. Are they a micromanager? Those are things that you want to know about. Follow for part 4. What is the company's biggest priority? Great question. It also gets the HR person talking, the manager talking, and let you know what the company feels is a priority. That way, you can follow up with how you can help reach the company's priority and what's important to them. Follow for part 5. What are the top 3 to 5 job responsibilities? You want to know that because when they tell you, then you turn around and you talk about your skills, your abilities as it relates to those top 3 to 5 job responsibilities. Follow for part 6. How does the company approach problem solving? This is a good question that you can ask. It will get the HR person talking and it gives you an idea of how they as a company go about solving problems. Follow for part 7. How or when is an evaluation done on a new employee? Because it gives you an idea of when they're going to do it. Is it in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Is it a written evaluation where they talk to you? Or are they meeting with you every week, giving you coaching? Follow for part 8. What skills does your ideal candidate have? When you ask that question to them, they will give you a list of skills or abilities. Let them list what they're looking for. And if you have any of those, then follow back up with those strengths and skills and abilities that they said is ideal that you have. Follow for part 9. What is the next phase of the interview process? You want to know that because sometimes it may be a phone interview and then maybe there's a face-to-face or video interview with HR, the manager, or the owner. So you want to know what are the phases because maybe there's a lot of phases or maybe there's 1 or 2 phases. So that way you'll know what to expect next. Follow for part 10. Questions that you can ask at the interview, part 10. What does the first 90 days look like for a new employee? That's a good question because then you can kind of know what to expect for the first 90 days. Will you be looking at HR for the first 30 or 60 days? Or will you be working with someone shadowing you? Or will you be working on your own? Like, what is the first 90 days? What does that look like? What does that mean? So that's a good question that you could ask at the interview. Follow for part 11. Hey, if you haven't already signed up for the Rocket Employment newsletter, what are you waiting on? It's a weekly newsletter. It's free, talking about resumes and interviews and raises and how to get a promotion and how to get along with your coworkers and what do you do if you have a bad boss and all types of things in this newsletter. Sign up for the weekly newsletter today. You don't want to miss it. What do you see as the future for this industry? Wow, what a powerful question. I can tell you that right now, HR people do not get that question. You will stand out from the crowd by asking that question because that means that you are interested not only in this company, but in the industry itself as a whole. Ask that question at your next interview and see the reaction of the HR person. Follow for part 12. What are the goals of the department? When you ask that question, let them answer. Then come back with how you and your skills can help the department reach their goals. Follow for part 13. How many times has this position been filled? That's a good question because that will tell you, do they have high turnover? Are they refilling this position every 90 days? And if so, why? Why are you constantly hiring for this same position? Follow for part 14. Has there been any change to this position since the last person held it? That's a good question because maybe 2 positions got combined. Who knows? Follow for part 15. What are y'all not seeing in candidates that you're looking for? Because maybe they're looking for something specific and they haven't seen it in other candidates. And if they tell you what exactly they're looking for and you have that, then you can follow back up with that you have that they're looking for. YouTube watcher, hello. It's Belinda Harris. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. I want to ask you to please subscribe to my channel. I hope you consider it and I hope to see you soon.